Have you ever had someone say something mildly rude to you and you've thought about it for approximately the next 7 working days? I certainly have, many times, and I still do to this day. And believe it or not, it's extraordinarily normal. And that's what we're going to talk about today, negativity bias. But before we do, I want to wish you a very happy morning. It's George here. Hope you're having a lovely day, whatever it is you're getting up to. I am not in nature today. Normally I say in my videos, I'm out here in nature, surrounded by the bees, leaves, birds and trees, but today I am house sitting for our friends. They've gone away for a bit, so I'm the man of the house. What am I going to do? Chase you off with my stick that I found in nature. But it's a beautiful property, very Japanese style, very spacious, very open, lots of nature around. They've got multiple gardens, it's gorgeous. So yeah, man of the house, baby. I did an ice bath this morning for the first time in a long time. It was really nice, really enjoyed it. Definitely need to get back into that. It's one of those ones where it's like, initially I thought it was a bit faddy, and then you try it and you realise why everyone's doing it. I wanted to talk this morning a little bit about negativity bias, because it's one of those things that gets a bad rap, but in reality it's extraordinarily normal. Negativity bias is your brain constantly scanning your environment for what could go wrong or what isn't good enough. And it's a survival mechanism. So that's why most people are really negative. You know, when I was younger and a little bit more naive to this stuff, I never understood it. I used to think I don't want to become an adult because they're all boring and negative. And I still sometimes think that, but that's between me and you. But luckily, fortunately or unfortunately, I've been born with a brain that is definitely a little bit more positive, in the sense that my brain is always scanning for what could go right, what is going right, and what's good about the current environment that I'm in. And I'm really grateful for that. However, outdoors in nature, it's not the best mechanism to have wired into your brain. Because if me and you are picking blackberries, I'm going to be enjoying the experience of picking blackberries, but you're going to notice the bear over there and go, George, there's a bear. And I'll go, 1 second, I'm just picking these juicy blackberries. I'm getting eaten. You're getting out of that forest. Or if we found a cave in nature, I might go, this cave is fantastic. This cave is perfect. Look at everything that's going right about our situation. The cave, there's a pond over there where we can get water. There's more blackberries growing. I can live off blackberries. And you might go, George, hold on. You can't live off blackberries forever. This cave could be inhabited by wolves or bears. And that pond is stagnating, so that water's not going to be very good for you. Like, can we just be realistic about this situation? So there's pros and cons to both. But your brain is supposed to have a negativity bias for survival. It keeps you alive in nature. I always experience it way more when I'm outdoors in nature, especially camping. You know, finding a good spot to pitch your tent. Now, obviously, camping isn't like a survival situation, but it's the closest you can get to it in modern day living. And you think to yourself, is this an appropriate place to camp? Am I going to get wet here? Am I going to get rained on? Is it level with the earth? Is it close to a place where I can go to get fresh drinking water or whatever it is you're doing? And you really start to think about the place that you're in. And we now live in a very different environment where we go to work and we are stuck in traffic and we're just trying to get by. And our brain is constantly still searching for the negativity in life. And this can ruin much of life for us. Because once you get out of your survival situation, your survival primitive self, you can then step in to an even greater, better version of you, which is a version who can actually enjoy this world far more than you could if you were in a survival situation. It happens a lot, and it happens to me, and it happens in scenarios where it often seems a bit silly. For example, social media. You know, I love you guys and I love your comments so much, genuinely. Like, I've read comments from you and I've noticed that my face was hurting afterwards, and it's because I was smiling so much, you know, from ear to ear. Your comments are so lovely and so kind and so considerate and so generous and positive, and I really appreciate it. and very open as well. You guys are very open with me and let me into your deepest, darkest secrets and your trauma and stuff, and I really do appreciate it enormously. It doesn't go unnoticed. But obviously, if I receive one negative comment, I think about that a lot, and I wish I didn't, but my brain is wired, obviously, to focus on that negative aspect, because if we go back to the cave, it's the realization of going, oh, actually, yeah, those blackberries are lovely, but I can't survive off them. I need more substance in my diet than blackberries. That's what the negative comment is. It's like, oh, damn it. And that's why you keep thinking about it all the time, because it's a problem. It's something negative. And oftentimes we worry about things that we can't action, and that's what makes it so frustrating. But social media is a big one. One slightly sarcastic comment from Dave can mess up your day dramatically. Normal days as well. Something can happen and it can take up a minute of your day, like you're in traffic and someone cuts in and they shout at you or whatever. You might think about that for the rest of your day, and suddenly, a 14-hour day of relatively normal... What's up, baby? This is Frankie the dog. What do you want? Do you want some food? I'm going to go sort her out quick. Be right back. I'm back. It happens all the time. Like you might go to a wedding and someone says something negative to you. Suddenly that entire wedding is the wedding that you remember as the negative one. The one that wasn't good, the one that was a disappointment, just because of that one remark, that one comment, when the rest of the day was perfectly pleasurable and enjoyable. It happens in relationships. The relationship's fantastic, it's flourishing. You have one argument and you think, oh no, they don't like me. I'm not good enough. But I do want to reiterate the point that when you do feel like this in life, it is normal. It is very normal to have that negativity bias. However, I don't want you to play into it, because you don't have to. So there's this thing called cognitive reframing, which is where you can change your paradigm, change the way that you see life, change the way that you view the world by consciously choosing to look for the positives as well as the negatives. I do this all the time. It's really important. So there's one question that I suggest you asking yourself anytime something bad happens. This is what I do all the time, every single day. When something bad happens, I say this question. I ask, what else has happened? Someone cut me off in traffic. Okay, what else has happened today? Someone made a negative remark about me. Okay, what else happened today? My boss told me I didn't do my job good enough today. What else happened? My partner said this. This person did that. My life is like this. My bank account did that. Yeah, but what else happened today? Well, you woke up, you fed yourself, you cleaned yourself, you clothed yourself, you have a roof over your head, you have people in your life who care about you, you text your mother, she replied. The sun was shining, the birds were tweeting, the butterflies were flapping their wings in front of you. The walk in nature that you had before work or after work was lovely. Someone gave you a compliment, you complimented somebody else. You laughed today, you smiled today, you read a little bit of your book today. You had a warm cup of coffee in the morning today, or a cup of herbal tea after work today. You had the ice bath today, you absolute nutter. What else happened? They do this in a court of law. They focus on the bad thing that's happened, but then they build evidence, they build up a case, and they ask that question. They go, what else happened? We're all gathered here today to focus on that one negative aspect, but what else happened? Is this person really guilty? And I want you to ask the same question for yourself. Is your day really ruined? Was it really a bad day? Does that one negative thought justify your entire day being a bad one? Or was it just 60 seconds, 3 minutes worth of nastiness, negativity? And we can put that to one side, because what else happened? Think about it. Next time something happens to you like that, just ask yourself that one question. What else happened? Build up evidence throughout your day. What's the evidence that it was a bad day? Well, this one thing happened, George. Yeah, but that was barely 30 seconds worth. It was one rude comment. What else happened? So do that. Try it. Trust me. I promise you it works, or else I wouldn't be making this video. I'm making this video to try and help you, because it's what I do, and it helps me in life. Because we all have a negativity bias. But remember, it's built within us for survival. A survival mechanism. It's in us to help us. Okay, but it's not useful once life's actually going okay. It's not useful if you want to enjoy life more. Remember that your neurons in your brain, they fire depending on how you think. If you're constantly trying to see the negatives, then you're going to wire them to constantly see the negatives. But if you start rewiring them with that one question, what else happened? Suddenly it becomes more automatic. It becomes a bit more like the way I think. You know, like we'll be walking in the woods and someone might go, oh no, it started raining. But I've already started thinking about the rain, and I've already started thinking, oh, I'm so glad it's raining, because the trees need to be watered. The plants need to be watered. You know, the streams need to be filled for the fish to run through them, for the animals to catch the fish, for the ecosystem to continue as it like, this is fine, this is good. But if you don't train your brain to do that with that one question, what else happened? It's so easy to just think life's all about you, and oh no, it's raining, oh this happened, poor little me. Don't do that, because it's a waste of existence. And like I say in all my videos, I believe that life is a gift that was given to us, and the best way to enjoy a gift, or the best way to give thanks for a gift, is to enjoy it. Tremendously so. I hope this helped. Thanks so much for spending this morning with me. I appreciate your company. I hope you learned something, and I hope that you feel a little bit better about your current situation. Think about your day now as you go through it, and keep asking that question. What else happened? Because I bet there's a bunch of good things that happen that you can pay more attention to and relish in. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one. The sun's come out. That's something good that's happened today. I'm gonna use that as part of my evidence. The sun was warm on my face. So if anything bad happens today, I'm gonna remember this moment right now, because it feels so good. I love it when the sun goes on my face. Thanks for watching.